So I had to talk about my having a criminal history, a criminal record, police notes, because this is um, what these hillbillies have been using uh, to fuel their need to gossip hatefully about people, which is what they do. This is what they do. These people are a, a huge mass of a small town mentality. There are hundreds and hundreds of thousands of these people who all act and think and live in a small town headspace, and they love to do all the gossiping, nasty stuff that small town people can do. But there's a huge group of them, so they're very empowered, because in the small town you've got this very strong sense of um, feeling empowered to be ignorant, because Tommy is ignorant, Bobby's ignorant, Jim is ignorant. But what's happening in Calgary is it's not Tommy and Jimmy and Bob, it is hundreds of thousands of people. So I don't understand how this place could be so large and yet so isolated from normal thinking and advanced modernity. They they are so, it's almost like they've taken this cowboy culture and used it as an excuse to push away intelligence and decency, because they can't be unaware of intelligence and decency. They have to be aware of it and intentionally pushing it away, and perhaps using this stupid cowboy thing as their excuse to push away intelligence and decency. So they love to gossip and talk about people in discriminatory and hateful ways. And that's why they are racist. And that's why they will abuse other people like me for different reasons. They will gossip and bully and abuse other people too, not just through racism. They will find any reason to do this to people. And that's why I had to talk about my criminal record and my police notes and whatever these notes say. I don't know, but they exist. Now, I don't mind talking about this for two reasons. Number one, I have to explain what it is that has fueled these hillbillies to attack my life and to contribute to their culture of gossiping and about people and attacking people and getting themselves geared up. That's how they operate, is they gossip about people and gear themselves up to abuse them. And so I have to talk about my criminal record, because that's what it is that's fueled them to do this to me. They're rabid people is what they are. They're rabid people. They're like a rabid dog foaming at the mouth. That is what Calgary is. It's a rabid dog. And they don't even all have to be white. Like, other people see what's going on. The natives are immune to this, but the East Indians aren't, and the Chinese aren't, because they get close to these people and they see what's happening. And the Chinese mostly are, but the East Indians and the Chinese, I don't know why I'm talking about this. I'm just trying to say that this isn't just a white problem. It's the white people, 95% of this problem is these people. But I'm just saying that there's a minority of people who can be sucked into this trap of acting like this and being like this. So I just had to. And I'm just saying everything. This criminal record, I have to mention it for two reasons, okay? This is what's fueling these rabid people. And number two, who cares? Who cares? Who cares? I'm 43 years old now. Okay, this is the year 2019. It's almost 2020. My criminal record is decades old. And I was taking care of myself in a place that was surrounded with a different kind of a culture back then. In the 90s. I was a teenager and I was a young 20-year-old person. Who cares? Who cares? I don't care what they're saying I did or didn't do. Who cares? It was 20 years ago. And that's the problem. Is these hillbillies have been using this police record and these police notes to abuse my life in the present and to judge me and be chismosas and bitch and gripe and they don't have a right to. Okay? These videos, I have a right to be doing this. These people have attacked my life, my children, my ex-wife. They threw me in jail and beat me up and told people that I was a serial rapist because I walked past a girl and the back of my hand touched her butt. And that's what this is all about. The back of my hand touching a girl's butt, and I have a police record. And everything, that's it. I walked past a girl and the back of my hand touched her butt. Point A. I have this police record. Point B. That is all it takes to set off these rabid rednecks. And that's why I have had to talk about who I am, and that's why I've had to talk about who they are, because it needs to be understood how this fuse was set off. This fuse was set off by those two things. The incident with this person's behind and the police record. Two otherwise absolutely irrelevant circumstances about my life. two otherwise absolutely irrelevant circumstances towards my right to live and have a family without being attacked. I said otherwise irrelevant. These two circumstances, when one comes to wonder if they should be circumstances that should affect and interrupt my ability to live and have a family. Well, it changes when you throw into when you throw in who is doing the judgments. And that's why I've had to talk about who it is that we're dealing with here. And who we are dealing with here are a group of rabid people who work together to dog pack people. They're like a pack of they're like a pack of rabid dogs, and they work together. That's how their communication system works. That's what happens when you get these small town mentality people gossiping and lying and exaggerating and blowing things up and throwing their irrational fears into the conversation. Their irrational fears of strangers, their irrational fears of people who are different. And that's what happens when you add in to these two otherwise irrelevant circumstances towards my ability to live and have a family. That's what happens when you throw into the factors who is making these judgments. And who it is these rabid dogs. I had to leave that city I just left. I'm in Richmond. I'm back in BC. I'm in Richmond now. I was in Calgary for 16 years. And I had to leave the city. I had to leave my children and my ex-wife. And I had to come out here. Because of everything that these people have done to me. And everything that they're doing to me right now.